we can now hop to my baby daddy.
Me?
No, pause. Please. Hey guys, welcome to Molly's World, where we hop in the director's seat, sip on our treats, and get into the real good beats. And today, unfortunately, we're standing, so we're not technically sitting, but that does not stop us from getting into all of the magical details of Euphoria Season 2, Episode 3. So without further ado, let's get into the review. Of course, I love to start off with my actors, but unfortunately, because of the way Euphoria is set up, I can't really pick one person. So the episode started off with flashbacks, strangely, of Nate's father, Cal. And I was confused because I had no idea who it was until I remembered the name Cal, and I was like, oh. It's the father.
I was completely confused for a very long time until somebody told me that was him.
Yeah, I think it was Gerald. Gerald mentioned it when the father walks in. But it's funny enough that we talked about it because in the last episode, we remember that Nate in his flashback was saying that no matter what he did, he couldn't escape his father. And then his father couldn't escape his father. So it was very interesting that Nate mentioned that in his dream sequence in the last episode, to now see it in this one play out in a sense where we see the trauma.
Let me just say, from what I saw there, except for the scene where he was like, whoever his friend was, hit the road or whatever, I didn't see where his father was like...
Strict?
Aggressive. But that was aggressive. That saying leave was aggressive, and come now was aggressive.
Yeah.
But all I saw was the love and the little development of the situation between him and his friend. So I didn't see a whole lot of the father. I didn't see a lot of the trauma take place. It's obvious he's aggressive. But
I think the trauma was internal though, because the last scene that we see of young Cal is him laying on the bed crying because he found out that the girl was pregnant.
Yeah.
But it's why is he crying? He was punishing himself in that moment.
Crying?
I feel like he was punishing himself in that moment because he knows. And even so, right after, I know you said something about the father, but remember, after he said for the boy to go, Derek was his best friend. He told Derek to go. After he told Derek to go, he went downstairs and he was like, okay, Dad. Oh, I remember, Gerald mentioned this too, stand up. I remember when he told him to stand up, and the other boy, Derek, he left with the bag in front of him, and Gabby was like, oh, hard on. And then when he told Cal to get up, he told Cal to stand up, and Cal didn't want to stand up. But it was because he was probably
but where did it come from? Because they were just they're talking about the girl.
It's you can be turned on by several things. Yeah, I'm a boy, so I understand. But it's you can get turned on by just the intimacy of a conversation. And I feel like that's what happened there. And the father knew. And the father didn't like him going down that road. So the following conversation that we saw him having with his father after that interaction was him telling his father that he had a girlfriend.
He did.
And then after that, that's when we saw the father being loving and supporting. But before that, we had no idea what happened before. And I feel like the father and the mother
I would have liked to see more of this traumatic relationship.
Yeah, I feel like we'll definitely get more. No, but I feel like we'll get more because it feels so grounded. His story is playing out more now with the disc being missing. I definitely feel like we're gonna get more of Cal. And see more of that, but also because we're still talking about Cal, we can now hop to my baby daddy.
Me?
No, pause, please. No, I'm talking about Fez. Because Cal rolled up to Fez's house, thinking that he was gonna do something crazy, but
he did, but he got real.
Ash was ready.
He got cleared real fast.
Real fast.
You knew immediately that she was in the wrong. Yeah. Because Ash is a stone cold killer.
He really is.
He really is a criminal at 12.
He did not know what he was getting himself into. But to see that the reason why Cal was following Fesco was to find out if he had the disc was fucking stupid to
like,
me.
you're not even worried about the fact that he beat up your son. You're saying that, but like ultimately the root of it is, do you have the disc?
Yeah, and I'm just like,
not Nate getting beat up and you not worried about it. That's sad. They should have been recording that conversation because he was like, I didn't know she was 17 and blah blah about her friend. Like, if I was them, I would have recorded that because that would just be more.
That would have been more evidence.
If you want to.
But also too, he got beat up. He was coerced, so he couldn't count. He literally had a gun to his head, and that's against the law.
They don't have to say that part. You don't have to say that part.
You like Lexi. You can talk about her.
I love her. That whole cute little scene about her like pretending to like be directing her own life.
A shout out to A24
that
because
was really cute.
I feel like that was the actual set. I feel like that was the actual
Zendaya,
set.
her portion of that was cute too. I just like Lexi. I feel like she got her shit together, and I feel like Lexi is the only one who is not spiraling.
I honestly agree. I feel like it's gonna be, I don't know where I've seen this before, but in my mind, the season finale is gonna be the play, right?
Yeah,
and
that's another thing. I want to play.
The play is gonna be, I think, what was the show? That show with the Spanish people that talk. That me and Gerald.
The Spanish people that talk.
No, they're high schoolers.
They're high schooler and they're Spanish and they talk. Elite?
Yes. There was a thing in Elite where it's kind of like, you know,
they talk?
No. What I was trying to say was that it reminded me of like the idea of it leading up to something, and then something that it's leading up to is like so many parts to it. Yeah. And I feel like Lexi's play is literally going to be about everything that she's seen, like Rue's overdose, like the Nate getting beat up, like all of that is gonna be in the play, and I feel like that's just gonna be shady to watch as a school to go down with.
Because Lexi has been observing some shenanigans.
The entire of the first season, as they like started to do like the flashbacks with her sitting at the laptop, I was like, now that I think about it, that's all that bitch ever did in the first season. She really just sat at the computer.
I just want to clarify, I did not see the first season. I could not watch it. It was very triggering.
Now why would you let them know that?
I just want to like make that clear. I did not watch the first season.
So,
I watched the first episode and I was like, please. But the second season has been light. So I have
light.
It hasn't been light, but I don't feel those feelings that I was feeling when I watched the first
I feel like
episode.
the first season was definitely more emotional because you're getting into their traumas and what makes the characters them, versus this season it's like you're seeing where they are now and the dark things that they're involved in.
The first episode was entirely too much for me. I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
and I was like, I refuse to watch. And then like the first episode of the second season, I was like, okay, I might be able to do this.
Moving along to Rue. Now, I personally made a comment and I said I was tired of her and I basically wanted to see her gone. And funny enough...
That's impossible. That's impossible.
Funny enough, though, I don't know who the writers are, but they incorporated the fact that we would be tired, me, my group of people, because I think other people are tired of Rue as well, that they incorporated the fact that you would get tired of her in the show, and she started to live.
And she knows that.
Why? Exactly. She knows that we're tired of her. And that in itself to me is irritating. That in itself is irritating. And then the second part that really irritated me was that she gaslighted and manipulated her little sister.
Yeah. I don't know what Rue's end goal is. I don't know what she's after.
She doesn't have an end goal. And I feel like that's what irritates me.
Now I'm going to start this whole drug dealing business. Girl, you can't stay off drugs.
I'm not gonna lie though, her plan was kind of smart and it did make a lot of sense, but I'm just concerned as to where this is going. Is it gonna be on my block? Is it gonna be turf wars? Like, is she gonna be a drug dealer? And if she's gonna be a drug dealer...
She doesn't have the capacity to do that.
She doesn't. She's high half the fucking time.
Exactly.
She's probably gonna burn out her own supply and then that'll be the end of it.
That lady said, what she say? I will kidnap you.
I will kidnap you.
And I will give you to some really bad people.
That'll do some really bad things to you. And we don't want that.
So stop playing games, Rue. You're not in place. Please.
Yeah. Jules to me still remains innocent, still remains naive. I feel like, what's his name? Elliot. I feel like Elliot definitely needs to speak up and tell Jules what it is that happened to Rue, because we're not gonna forget that Rue didn't almost die, and he had to like stuff Elliot had to stuff Rue with adrenaline or whatever it was to speed her heart back up. And I feel like
Jules should know that Rue is still actively and fully
on drugs. I feel like Jules knows, she just won't accept it. But the moment that Jules and Elliot had, which I will give Gerald credit for, he said something that everybody manipulates people. I personally don't think that I manipulate people. I don't do it intentionally. But
I don't do it intentionally either. So that comment I kind of don't really agree with.
Yeah, neither do I.
I think...
But Elliot didn't manipulate Jules in that moment, though. And that's what I was going to say.
If it is being done, it's not done intentionally.
But Elliot intentionally asked those questions to Jules because he knew that Rue never said anything like that. Because in the moment
did she
before...
tell you that? Did she tell you that you're cute? Did she tell you that? Or aren't you guys in love? First of all, calm down because you're supposed to be Rue's friend. Please.
Yeah. And on to Elliot. I honestly think...
You're fine.
What do you think Elliot's sexuality is?
I think it's bisexual.
You think so?
Because she was like, do you like girls? And he was like...
Kinda.
Do you like boys? And he's like...
Kinda.
You're in a place of in the middle. And that's fine. Hey, own it. I think he's bisexual.
Dominic, I know that you are dating Hunter, but... Yeah. Can we talk about Kat? Because I heard something.
That shit is funny.
I heard.
I'm just figuring it out.
I'm just figuring it out.
But like, you couldn't say anything.
She could have said anything, but it's like what Rue said with the narration. I feel like she knew that there was a right or wrong answer, or she felt that there was a right or wrong answer. So she had to watch exactly what she said. Mm-hmm. And knowing her, and in the last episode, she didn't love herself. She couldn't even find herself. I feel like that's the most honest answer she could have given.
Yeah. The mom responded weirdly, though.
That was illuminating. Huh?
I don't know what that means, ma'am. I actually don't want to be here.
Literally.
Respectfully.
I don't think
I don't want to be here. So I'm not sure what that means.
I don't think Kat wants to be there at all. But moving along to Cassie, Maddie, and Nate. This triangle has got to go. I'm not gonna lie, at first I was kind of sad for Cassie. I was like, yeah, I feel for her, I understand. But the moment when she like exploded, and I love the fact, I don't think anyone noticed that, but I love the fact that all the female characters were in the bathroom at the time that Cassie had like her explosion. Mm-hmm. Like every single female character, Lexi, Maddie, Kat, Rue,
Lexi.
I said Lexi already, and Jules, they were all in the bathroom at the same time when she had her blow up, and unfortunately it wasn't really a blow up, but I just feel like she should have said it right then in that moment. I was hoping and praying it was real, because I want her to get beat up. I'm so sorry, but it's just a point when you know when you need to stop. Because the first time, okay. She was doing it every Friday for the past 3 weeks. I'm so sorry, but I have no sympathy for you. I'm done with her. And his parents knew. I think she's beautiful. Cassie is beautiful. However, I'm done with her. I'm so sorry, but one time is one time. And it was wrong the first time. But for you to continue, and you're at the point where you're thinking this man is like gonna choose you, and now. It's getting to the point of delusion. Fact that I don't think she realized it, but I called it right before Maddie walked into the scene. I was like, does anyone else feel like she looks just like Maddie? I know, and that's the thing, dressing like Maddie. You're doing anything at this point. You're getting up at 4 in the morning. 4. You are getting up at 4 in the morning to get ready for high school. Come on now. For a boy that is not even looking at you. Every day he don't look at you. And the one time he did, it was a little piece. And that was the day you looked just like Maddie. And then Maddie walks up next to her, and I'm just like, yeah. And she is baffled. Literally, Maddie said, bitch stole my look. Because she's baffled. And Maddie is like, I'm telling you, when she found out, that's Cassie's ass. And literally. Nate gave him an answer, but we don't know what answer it was. Yeah, we never got back to that. We never got back to that moment where he was like, do you have it? Yeah. But okay, I feel like Nate told his father that he doesn't have the tape. Because why else would the father go to Fesco's house looking for the disc? Mm-hmm. So Nate had to have said that he didn't have it.
exactly. I agree.
But Nate knows who has it.
You're still in search. But then he ends up at Maddie's house. Well, not her house, but the house.
Exactly, and that. Thank you, because I was like, why did I bring that back up? And that's what I was gonna say. In my mind, it looked as though Nate was abandoning Cassie and going to see Maddie, but I didn't think so. I think he still wants to, you know, every Friday get inside of Cassie, but I also think that he wants a disc back.
I think that the house that she babysits at is just not the place to try to find it.
Agreed.
But
knowing Nate, everything is a plan. You see how long he let Jules on for like 3 months.
There's a child prison. I'm sorry, but it's just, this is not the place for you to be trying to do all of this. This is my place of employment. Please, there's a child prison.
Yeah, they probably are about to, you know, get it on. What are your predictions for
I predict Jules and Elliot are gonna have sex.
Definitely. I mean, they're dating in real life.
But that has nothing to do with their job.
I know, but still, I just feel like
I predict that Rue ass is gonna get caught up with this whole selling drugs thing because she's not gonna sell them, she's gonna use them. And the lady go find her ass. I predict that somehow Fez is gonna have to come and save her,
as he usually does.
And I predict that Cassie her ass is about to be grabbed. Because somehow it's gonna come out that she's sleeping with this man.
Yeah, and I don't think it's gonna come out in a pretty way.
I can't wait.
I really wish Cassie would just speak up and say what she's done, and hope that Maddie doesn't kill her.
I hope she does.
Maddie probably might kill her.
You know when you did what you did.
I am praying that Nate does not get the tape. I am predicting that Maddie will eventually. What if Maddie finds out that Cassie and Nate are fucking? And the only reason she did not post anything about the disc was that because she was still trying to protect Nate and their family. But when she finds out about Cassie and she finds out that the parents knew about it and they were doing it in the room, so all of them
release the tape.
Yeah, Maddie's about to be the queen of season 2. I call it right here. Mm-hmm. Maddie's about to be the queen of season 2 because she's about to.
But that's also gonna hurt Jules.
But do you think Maddie cares that much about Jules?
Are they not friends?
They're friends, but they're not like friends.
I still think she's gonna do it, yeah.
I still think she's gonna do it.
Jules is so sweet though.
Also, Kat and that's what we're talking about, the rumors. There's rumors that the actress that plays Kat had like a falling out or an argument with the director, which is why about her character. I guess like where her character was going and what her character had to do, she didn't want to do it anymore, or she wanted something changed. And that's probably why we don't see much of Kat in the past 3 episodes, if we really think about it.
She don't want to get it together.
No, not get it together. She wasn't even at the if you think about it, she wasn't at the carpet premiere when the 2nd season aired and premiered on TV. She wasn't there.
Well, I hope they can work it out.
Yeah, I hope they work it out because I like her character, but I also know that from watching the 1st season, all of the actors that play their character invested some sense of history or background into their own character. So I would feel kind of like offended as well too if you were taking the character somewhere where I didn't think they should have went, like as the actor. I mean, I can't do anything about it because I'm only acting, but seeing the way that you asked me to make a mood board or a chart or whatever it is about my character, and now you're taking her into somewhere else that doesn't make sense, I would be upset too. I mean, like, obviously Kat's storyline is that she's trying to find self-love, but then here she goes into this relationship for 1 episode, and the next episode she's tired of him.
Yeah.
That could have lasted a little longer.
Yeah, she could have.
I'm not crucifying anybody because I still want a part on the show, A24. But
I think she could stick it out a little. As long as she's getting treated well.
But stick it out and she's not being pleased.
Well, is it?
She's not. She's bored.
It's a part of the greater picture.
She's bored though.
Is she bored?
Yes, she was on the phone and he was like, "Hey babe, I got the part," and she was like,
I'm saying the actress doing this role, being a part of this show.
Oh, you want her to stick it out?
Yeah.
I feel like she is sticking it out, but I just feel like in terms of, because of the argument and because of that, like, That's why we don't see much of her.
I
I feel like he punished her.
details.
I don't know. And this is all
We don't know the
allegedly.
details.
This is all alleged. We have no idea if any of these things are true. All of my statements that I stated in the past 3 minutes, all allegedly.
If I was her, I mean, if in the event that she is having some type of discrepancy with the role or the director, I would like to think they would be able to work it out. If it were me, I would want to, because the show is just so, what's the word? The show is very important to this era and this generation. I think that I would want to be a part of it. So whatever it is, I hope they can iron it out, because I don't think it's worth walking away from.
I just want to point out one last thing.
Yeah.
The cinematography that I always love to point out was when Lexi's scene. We started with Lexi typing and then it switched over, but it was one long take. It was like her standing in the living room and then it followed her from the living room to outside, from outside to backstage, from backstage all the way into the locker room, from the locker room into another room. But it was all one take. Yeah. And I love when shit like that happens and it's like completely choreographed and constructed properly, because every moving piece in the background has to be precise. So I really appreciated that. And also I think Lana Del Rey made a song for the end of the episodes specifically for Euphoria, so thank you for that, Lana. And yeah, can we talk about how cute young Cal was? Because I thought young Cal was named for a moment.
He's cute, but I'm like obsessed with Fez. So like, if I had to put them two together, I would probably pick Fez.
See, if my mother did
but
not.
But I
make...
will say, I love the whole bar scene with them. It was so cute.
Yes.
It was so cute and moving.
I think
I really wanted to give a kiss.
That was fucking adorable, because Derek was the one that invited him out. And we know from what we've seen so far was that Cal was the one that actually liked Derek or was interested in Derek and was gay, quote unquote. But here we have Derek inviting him out to a gay bar.
It was just so cute. And then like the rain, please, but it was cute for the movie. I mean, for the show. I'm not driving in no damn rain.
I mean, they had a drop top, so there's nothing they could do about it.
Yeah, that's cute.
But anyways, we want to thank you guys for joining us here in Molly's World, where we have in a director's seat, unfortunately for standing, sip on our treats. Her treats are gone, and get into the real good deets. And this is all we have for now. So if you enjoyed me running my mouth and discussing everything here with Megan, then you guys can scroll down, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you get updates and notifications from when I post. This is all for now. I love you guys so much. Until next time. Mwah.